Hello, and thank you for joining me on 8. I am Maggie. I really appreciate your support here. And what we're doing here is the Brian Scott Reality Revolution Momentum Challenge with Intensity. Yes! And today is day 16, and I am going to read you a beautiful quote from Winston Churchill. Now, before I kind of touch on this, I want to tell you my word for this year is courage. Courage in everything I'm doing. There are a lot of things that I'm doing I've never done before. One of them that you're witnessing here. And I thank you for your likes, your subscribes, and leaving your positive comments as we build this community. But there's all kinds of other things because the world is changing so quickly. So courage is one of my main words. So I want to read this quote to you and challenge you by Winston Churchill in our Momentum Challenge. Success is not final and failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. So success is not final and failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. And that's Winston Churchill. So when you look at it, we all sort of get into these like neat niches where we're feeling successful, everything's going right, and we know what's going on. And especially now the world's changing so much, and all of a sudden that diverts. And that can feel like failure. But we need to understand that failure isn't fatal. And within these perceived failures, there's learning, there's life track changing, there's an opportunity to gain a better health support system, a completely new way of learning and living and moving and being in the world. So God's hand in it. But what's most important is no matter what is facing you, success or failure, is that you want to have the courage to continue. And that's what counts. And sometimes people feel that they have to be some perfectly glamorous, everything looking perfect, everything looking right, that they have to be some kind of perfection, that they can't ever let anybody see that they're not perfect, that they're not succeeding all the time, and they want to hide their failures and things. In this point in time in history, there's so much changing on the planet. So many of us are in these patterns where it is perceived that we are not succeeding, or it's perceived that we have failed. And I just want to challenge you to have the courage to face those things. Like, if the success we know is always changing, it may not be final, but I also know as you persist through hard times, if you persist, that success will return. That 10,000 hours, you put anything into 10,000 hours, it will succeed. So if you're on a road to something new, like for instance, making a YouTube channel, packaging classes, writing a book, teaching classes, or a new degree, or becoming a new doctor or nurse, or going into finance, whatever it is, keep persisting. Now, if you feel that you are failing, remember that failure isn't fatal. And one of the beautiful aspects of failing is that each time you fail, you learn something. So like each time that I do a video, I learn something. And the more videos I do, I learn a little bit more. And slowly by slowly, it's going to connect me to other people who can teach me much, much more to make these videos great for you. And that is my goal. But in the meantime, what counts is that I continue to have the courage to go forward. So I want to challenge you. Where are you being courageous? Maybe you are a mom with little ones and you're being courageous. Maybe your husband's away in the military at an exercise, or maybe it's the dad that's home with the kids and the mom's away at a military exercise. Maybe bills have just been piling up and there's just been a lot of stress and strain, but you are recognizing that failure isn't fatal, that you're going to move through it, and that you're going to, that life is this moving, shaking, energy, frequency, vibration, waves moving, right? So the biggest thing is that we are going to be courageous in whatever we are walking forward into, because that counts. Many of you are bringing forth new businesses. May large sums of money come to you. Many of you are just doing acts of service all over. May you be eternally lifted up and favored by God. Many of you are taking on new types of education, because as the world shifts, different types of employment are ending and new types are coming forward with AI and all these things. So you're being courageous in those ways. Many of you are facing medical issues and you are being courageous in that. I want to challenge you. How are you being courageous? What does that look like? When you can, please leave your comments in the comment section, your positive comments, and also hit that like and subscribe. I really appreciate your support. So that's what I'm here to do. Success is not final. Now, this does not mean to say you can't get successful and stay there. It's just saying that things happen, and we all know that if our success is been hit, if you continue to work at something new and you really persist with your heart and you take the course corrections, you will move back into that success status if you have that mindset, right? If you give somebody with poverty mindset like $1 million, they will be broke in a short time. But if you give somebody with a prosperity consciousness $1 million, if they lose it, they will literally have it back within, I don't know, a year or two. Like, it's all about our mindset, and it's also about our learning. So let's all be courageous. I'm challenging you to be courageous, and I would love to hear all the different ways you're doing that, because I have in my talks with people and clients and things, I'm just hearing the brave new roads being forged in this new earth social memory complex. People are having the courage to share their gifts. People are having the courage to love more. People are having the courage to, in the face of some very hard adversities, continue to hold the field of neutrality, love, patience, and kindness for the whole as it catches up. So on that note, we have this beautiful clear crystal that I love, and we're gonna light it up. Oh yeah, boom, boom, boom. Oh yeah. Okay, so the full moon is building, and I would just like you in this moment to make your courageous intention. Okay, I'm going to give you a minute. I'm grounding, I'm opening the heart space, and I'm opening the field, and here you go. Send your courageous intentions right in, and that may reverberate out into the earth and the stars and the moon and the waters and the galaxies and the universes and all living. Be courageous. Okay. All right. So be courageous. Be courageous. Ooh, be courageous. Be courageous. Ooh, ooh. All right. Thank you for joining me. So much love to you. When you do get a chance, hit that like, subscribe, and leave your positive comments. Peace in. Peace.